Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another request, this time for Bra Estipe. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, pretty much anything, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links down below in the info box. I think that's like a vein from watching this movie. I think this vein grew out from watching this piece of fucking shit called The Shepherd from 1998, and for a split second I went, The Shepherd for... No, not the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's actually a decent action film. The Shepherd Border Patrol from Isaac Florentine. Isaac Florentine directed, Scott Adkins co-stars in it. One of the early roles Scott Adkins was in. I think it was the first time Scott Adkins worked with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'd rather talk about that than this. This one is produced by Roger Corman. It stars C. Thomas Howell, Roddy Piper, may he rest in peace. David Carradine has a weird small role as a ventriloquist who dresses like a pimp and sometimes sounds like Roscoe P. Coltrane, other times sounds like Marlon Brando, and he's in the film for like 5 minutes. This is a movie that's Dirty D's done dirt cheap. Cheap as fuck. It takes place in the future where satellites destroyed each other. Mother Nature got pissed off humanity. People had to be forced underground, thinking they can't go to the surface because they'll be dead. While living underground, they have these underground cities, as much as you can do for $10, and it's in a future where religious televangelists, messiahs, they have their own groups, their own gangs. One of them looks like a female dominatrix, and the other is Roddy Piper as his preacher trying to spread the gospel. Roddy Piper is poorly used, and he's like the best thing in the movie. Because I love Roddy Piper. Liked him as a wrestler. Loved him in movies. Whether it be in They Live. He did this film called Tough and Deadly, which I enjoyed. Back in Action, which was okay. He did a film called Jungle Ground, which I liked. I did big fan of Roddy Piper. If he was the star of the film, he was the lead of the film, I think it would have been better than C. Thomas Howell. I don't hate C. Thomas Howell. My favorite role of his is in The Hitcher from 1986. But here, he's trying so hard to sound tough when he's giving these narrations of a wrong look, a slight never forgotten. Now what the fuck does that mean? Give a wrong look, give a slight never forgotten. And he's trying to sound like he's like a shitty Snake Plissken. I'm a shepherd. To protect the flock. I was good. The best. You sure? Are you the best of the best? Are you the best of the best of the best, sir? With honors? Sometimes people have these VR that looks really shitty. It looks like a shitty fucking Sega CD game where he remembers his wife and kid who had died. And one of his memories is they're circling right around the fucking Rosie with hands. Holding hands. I'm trying to... Literally, nature itself is trying to fuck up my lighting because it doesn't want me to talk about this movie. Because if it gave Mother Nature a bad name. Maybe they got a point. The direction... The director loves many times to shoot the shot in this angle. Or this angle. I don't know, you call them the Dutch angles. He likes to do that a lot. The copy I saw, sometimes it was so fucking dark, I couldn't see what the fuck was happening. So be aware which version of this, if you do see it. If like you're doing a hardcore Roddy Piper or C. Thomas Howell marathon. I mean, I guess I'm glad I saw it once for Roddy Piper. But he's not used that much. He's in it sporadically. He doesn't get to do any action or any fights or any gunfights or any wrestling moves. He's just wasted where he's in like the same room for most of the film. Every like 10, 15 minutes he pops up saying a little bit of preacher stuff, while this other guy is more of the bad guy, honestly. He's more of the fucking bad guy. Because you find out the other guy who used to know C. Thomas Howell raped C. Thomas Howell's wife, killed his wife and kid, and then you have this lame comeuppance at the end by, C. Thomas Howell killing him. This is one of those movies that has a decent amount of sex scenes, but they don't do anything to titillate. The plot, Roddy Piper and this other guy who's C. Thomas Howell's buddy, they hire C. Thomas because he's a mercenary. We want you to kill this person who's on the... to kill this person. He'd go kill the person, but it's a lady and she has a boy and it reminds him of his wife and kids, so he says, I'm not going to do it. So he decides to help him. And then throughout the film, he's taking them from A to B to C in these really cheap looking sets. It looks like a shitty $10 version of Demolition Man or some other fucking future where they're driving these over glorified golf carts. That's what it looked like, future golf carts. You get lame action. You get even worse dialogue. Like someone goes, kissed by a bullet. Another one goes, I don't care who you take it up the ass for, but stop bringing up his name every 2 seconds. Or, there's a special place for you, Insane's asshole. You know what, maybe if Dolph Lundgren said that to a piece of shit demon, I could buy that line. Maybe it's the way it was delivered, or maybe it could never work. I don't know. But you have lines like that, and you go, fuck, man. The action isn't worth a shit. My neighbor's roosters are literally crying because they're thinking of the action in this movie. It brings tears, and they're not tears of joy. Fuck, I will keep the lighting. Good, I should be as bright. Considering how fucking dark the movie I saw, it was on YouTube. This is where I saw it. Considering how dark it is, I'll overcompensate by making this the brightest fucking review on YouTube. And see, Thomas Howell's just trying to sound like a shitty... Just trying to sound like Snake Plissken. I don't care who you take it up the ass for, but stop bringing up his name every 2 seconds. I still sit there and go... This is the dialogue you're writing, really? I'm gonna fuck you in the fuck, you fuck. I mean, I can write that dialogue. They don't say that in the movie, but I should write that then in a script. I'm gonna fuck you in the fuck, you fuck. And they're going from A to B to C. The story kind of meanders as they're outrunning from the bad guys. Some random stuff happens. At one point, the lady's like, we don't need your help anymore. And C. Thomas is like, okay. And he's going off to do his own thing. At one point, meets up with David Carradine, who, like I said, dresses like a pimp. He's got a fucking ventriloquist doll that he talks out of. Sometimes his voice is trying to be, I don't know, Colonel Sanders or Roscoe P. Coltrane. Sometimes trying to sound like Marlon Brando. C. Thomas stays at the guy's place. C. Thomas dreams up a sex scene. And then when he wakes up, it's David Carradine with the doll. And the doll's dressed like a girl. And David Carradine has the doll in front of him, and David Carradine's trying to choke out C. Thomas. I don't even remember why. For shits and giggles? Because he's crazy? What? Because he was paid by the bad guys? I don't even remember. I just thought this whole thing is fucking weird. Fucking weird. And so C. Thomas escapes. Of course, you have the little boy that doesn't speak, so you know what's going to happen. He's eventually going to speak. And the person's going to speak to C. Thomas, so then it's going to make the lady fall in love with C. Thomas, which happens, and they have a big sex scene. Not right after that, but because also she sees into his VR set about his wife and kid, and then that makes her, I guess, horny. Oh, you had a wife and kid. I am horny now. Let us fuck. Let us fuck. We must fuck now. So they fuck. The little boy is kidnapped. You don't get the little boy back. And then just lame action. I can't even say anything about the action. Because it's not worth a shit to talk about. C. Thomas trying to fight, failing at it. Poorly directed action sequences. And depending on which version you saw, you may see one that's so dark you can't see shit. So you have to be careful of that. At least the one that was on YouTube. Need fucking night vision goggles to watch that version of the film. The bad guy doesn't like Roddy Piper, so he nails his hands to the wall. So he's out of the action. C. Thomas finds out what his buddy, the asshole, did to his wife and kids, so then kills him. Just really nothing to it. Not a big fight, break his neck, stab a fucking nail, or stab a knife, or stab anything into his head, or in his guts, or blow his head off. No, just very nothing to it. So then Roddy Piper in his preacher phase gets the nails out of his hands, walks up to the other leader, who's a female dominatrix looking lady. He hugs her. Some random person blows him up. So that's how Roddy Piper's character dies. Like, Roddy Piper, in a way, was almost non-essential in this movie as a character. He barely has any interaction with your hero, C. Thomas Howell. He's not even the main bad guy. He's not even the main threat. Like I said, it's a total fucking waste of Roddy Piper. The man. May rest in peace. Total fucking waste. Total waste. Then C. Thomas gets the girl and the kid, and they decide to go to the surface, and lo and behold, it's fine. C. Thomas says something fucking pretentious, and then the movie's over. Thank God. You want to see the shit? I know there's another name for this called Cyber City, which I guess at least sounds less generic, although there is no Cyber City. The only cyber is like a total of 2 minutes in the film when you're in these VR sets. That's the only cyber in it. And it's funny, there's two covers. I'll pick the one cover because it's a better looking picture of C. Thomas and Roddy Piper. But there's another cover that says Cyber City, and it says, Before the Matrix. If you find the Cyber City cover on Google, before the Matrix, there was Cyber City. I'm like, don't mention the Matrix. This had nothing to do with the Matrix. Again, they're in a VR set for like 30 seconds at a time. That happens like 3-4 times. So yeah, about 2 minutes of it. The music is forgettable. The action scenes are lame, tepid, completely forgettable. C. Thomas, not much of a fighter. There's not much blood, squibs, gore, anything of that sort. There's a few sex scenes, but they're just boring as hell. Roddy Piper is completely wasted. David Carradine's in it for 5 minutes in a weird role. The story meanders around, not knowing where the fuck he wants to go. Many cliches, like the boy who doesn't talk, and ultimately he will talk, or he'll communicate with the lead, and that's the lady. Oh, maybe there is something special about him. The guy and the lady fall in love. No time for love, Dr. Jones, but a lot of times these movies, apparently there is time to love. The one guy who plays C. Thomas's buddy, who's the real villain, I don't even remember his name. And some piss poor lines of dialogue that I've already said. I just be repeating myself. So, kiss my bullet. Kiss my ass movie. Kiss my ass. Easily one of the worst films I've seen Roddy Piper be a part of. Easily one of the worst films I've seen C. Thomas Howell be a part of. Although it's not as bad as The Hitcher 2. I've been waiting. I'll say that. That one pissed me off more because of what it did to the first movie. So, but, you know, there you go. So yeah. The Shepherd Cyber City, however the fuck you want to call it. Unless you're a diehard Roddy Piper fan and you need to see everything he does, which I can understand that. Or I guess if you're a diehard C. Thomas Howell fan, it's on YouTube. You might need night vision goggles to see it. Up to you. So, with that said, see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.